Well, hello there, golf fans. I'm David Faraty. My old friend Dan Patrick asked me to continue my work with the danettes to help him with their golf swing. First up is Seaton. I mean, nice kid, but his swing is like a frog in a fax machine. Eventually gets the job done, but painful as hell to watch. And Paulie, he's stiffer than a horse in a tub of wet cement in the middle of a snowstorm, isn't he? I mean, put him out of his misery. The world needs more glue. And McLovin, oh, my sweet McLovin. Somewhere a swing coach just had a heart attack and died. And when revived, he asked the doctor to kill him again because he didn't want to live in a world with a swing like that.
Oh, my God. What just happened there? Did you just break the ball?
And then there's the runt of the litter, Fritzy. His swing is much like a supermodel. Nice to give it a go, boys, but it's never going to happen. Speaking of underachievers, here's the box score, and it starts right now.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Coward for box score.
Hello, welcome to Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles. The Danettes are in Milford, Connecticut. The boss was back in the chair today after being stricken with the flu all day yesterday, thanks to patient zero, Fritzy, and Green Monkey of the Man Cave. Paulie, does your sweater possess curative powers because he seemed to be in a great mood and in great health today?
You know, I didn't think about that, Brock, but I think it is a cheery sweater. It's disturbingly cheery. But yeah, Dan came in pretty good this morning. I'll tell you, it wasn't that good around 7:05. He came in at 7:05 and he had like a hat low and he was all hunched over. And I go, "How you doing?" He goes, and I don't think that's a good sign. I took that as a negative.
Well, Dan recapped how sick he was on Sunday and just how close he was to blowing chunks on air.
I almost threw up right before I went on the air on halftime. And that's as close as I've ever ralphed. And I'm listening to Rodney and Tony, and they're talking about the first half. I don't hear a word they're saying. I can feel droplets of sweat hitting the anchor desk. Not good, not good. I was in deep trouble there. That was one of those times where I went, I may have to tap out. Right as Bob is ready to throw it to me, it hits me, and I go, I may throw up on the air. Now that's good for ratings, right?
That's got to be a horrible feeling. We were just talking about that while we were listening to Dan talk about how sick he was. It's one thing to feel really sick and that you're going to throw up and you got chills, fever, nausea and all that, but to do it, or feel like it's about to happen on national TV with as many people as tuning in to NBC Football Night in America and getting ready for the the Sunday Night Football game or the second half of it is it's got to be scary. He's among all his colleagues and Costas and Michaels and Collinsworth and everybody, and just to have that thought in your mind that at any second and the whole world is going to watch something horrible happening to me is, especially someone as talented and as accomplished in the business as Dan is. You don't want to put that on your resume in front of everyone.
I mean, if it had happened, it would have been...
It would have been one of the all-time legendary things to happen on TV in a negative way anywhere. You can think about this, like a guy...
Did George W. Bush throw up in front of a lot of cameras?
This actually, I think, is bigger because at least sports, from a sports stand, this would be the George Bush throwing up. Oh, was the Chinese embassy or something?
Yeah,
or something
overseas,
like that? Yeah. And but the idea that I wonder if it would have made air because I wonder how much of a dump situation or cutaway situation NBC would have because he's live, but there's some delay.
If you were in the chair, okay, at NBC, Dan spews, do you cut away from it?
You have to. Unfortunately, you have to. You can't put your snark and, I'm not thinking about Deadspin in the moment.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's funny. They probably would have cut to the single shot of Tony or Roddy. So all you would have seen on camera was
like, whoa.
Wow.
Right.
You would have seen Roddy.
Yeah, if there's a way to stand Rodney and Tony and just get the splash reaction, yeah, I would have gone with that. But I don't know how much you could do in that moment. I haven't asked Sam Plum.
It could become like that scene in Stand By Me where it becomes
Everybody
a vomiter.
Yeah.
Like you can see
that
Mike.
Just happened on a plane recently.
Mike Florio would run over, slip on the ground, and go out. Peter can't get in there. No. Rebecca Lowe, is she in the house still?
It would have sealed Dan's immortality. I mean, I can't think of a bigger stage to boot on, and
it's an order of antelopes threw up all over the ladies' auxiliary.
Right. I could imagine that scene. I have tingles thinking about how bad that could have gone.
What if This is terrible. But I guess at least he had the strength to bend behind. It went forward over the desk, sort of into the camera.
Projectile.
In front of 20 million people.
So you're saying if you could have produced it, like if you knew what's going to happen, how would you maximize the moment?
I would you
go forward, or would you go on Super Bowl winning possible Hall of Fame coach Tony Dungy, on top of Coach Dungy?
I would have him throw up while doing like a voiceover or like talking over a highlight and have him incorporated into the highlight.
Right. How bad was Brian Hoyer's performance today?
Browns lose 24-17. Let's check in with the Buffalo Bills.
And then it's a legend. Like, Dan, were you really throwing up that day?
That
like,
was,
yeah,
no way. You sold that highlight, dude. You sold that highlight. I really thought you were throwing up.
And the audience was probably even bigger because it's Patriots, Chargers, two of the top teams in the conference, and it was a 1-point game at the time, which makes it even more people were probably watching than on just a regular.
But you know, the way social media is today, I don't think people would have made a big deal of it.
It wouldn't have actually. You know, Kim Kardashian, sorry, you would have got blown away for about the next hour.
Can you imagine Monday's show if we came in and like, hey, did you guys see Football Night in America last night by any chance? Did you notice?
I'll tell you, our ratings would easily be 20 times that Monday. If you said, Dan, we'll talk about what happened last night, I would like do pay-per-view for our show the next day.
We'd be like the Dan Vomit show, Charlie Sheen.
Yes.
Like that would be one.
I think Vomit would bump Sheen from the top spot.
Well, we're glad he didn't throw up on the air then or in the man cave today, but he came in today and Seton came bearing gifts and made him feel all warm and fuzzy all over again.
I saved this from when I was a walk-on back in the day. You didn't know, but
wow,
that's so sweet.
That is nice. I didn't know you walked on.
Yeah. Yep.
Punchers usually don't.
Did you like walk on campus and steal this?
That's exactly what I meant.
I don't remember this story about Seton walking on. I mean, Paulie had a lot of different roles that we discover all the time. I can see Paulie do it. If Seton was going to do anything on the football team, he is an expert at blocking punts. So they might have had him come in.
Special teams.
He's a special teams specialist.
Yeah, special teams.
What did you weigh in college, freshman year?
I was, let's see, 18. I was probably like somewhere like 5'10", about 130, I would say. Not exaggerating. I was probably about 130 pounds.
Yeah.
So.
What color was your hair?
If it wasn't like bleach blonde, it was probably blue or red or something.
How many packs a day were you working on back then?
By the time I got to West Virginia, it was so cheap there because it was only like 99 cents for a pack. I was about a 2 to 3 packer.
Wow.
I also started chewing dip.
Oh, nice. What? They should have recruited you. You sound like Holgerson's son.
What are you doing?
And this is only the stuff I can legally talk about.
Oh my God.
So you're saying your lifestyle did not lend itself to Division I athletics?
Probably not.
Oh my God, I couldn't have been further from any type of athletics.
Wow.
Yeah.
Little Holgerson.
Yeah, oh man.
Oh, smoking heaters and all that coal dust. You were a health nut back there. Coming up, the guys get the royal treatment.
I guess LeBron James committed a Royals faux pas that he put his arm around Kate and William last night. You're not allowed to touch them, right? Is that right, Paulie?
Yeah, it's a breach of protocol, according to the Daily Mail in England, that you're supposed to stand next to them and not make any type of physical contact. LeBron did not read the pamphlet.
Yeah.
So what would happen if I tried to meet the royal family?
Yeah. Well, they know. They're you would be arrested.
We are back here on the box score. You guys dove into the topic about King James' royal faux pas, getting his mitts on Kate. Fritzy, given the chance, how many violations of protocol would you commit with the Duchess?
It would probably be somewhere in double digits because, you know, I like to hug everybody, male, female. I like to be friendly like that. I had an incident a while back, and this was a religious thing, which I think I shared before I went to dinner at a Hasidic Jewish rabbi's house, and I reached my hand out to shake his wife's hand, and you can't touch a Hasidic rabbi's wife. You can't touch at all. And she, she kind of smiled and was uncomfortable for me, and my hand is just stuck out there. And this is how the evening began when they opened the door for us at dinner. So I felt I felt awful. I didn't know there was some kind of religious reason that you can't touch, you know, the rabbi's wife, you know, even touch her shoulder or even shake her hand, hello.
But you had a problem with the monarchy having a rule about not putting your arm around someone.
Yeah.
So why would you honor one and not the other?
I don't know. For some reason, I can wink at if there's some kind of religious belief that if, you know, someone, you know, touches the rabbi's wife, that's the same as, you know, making out with
that's
them or
also
whatever.
just a created.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just seemed like, you know, people that were, you know, born into some kind of, you know, royalty or married into it. That,
Aren't you born into your religion?
Yeah, but yeah, which you don't have to necessarily follow. But for some reason, for me, those two things are different. So just to take a picture and gently put your arm around Kate, I don't see why that would be like some horrific.
All I can think about while we were like breaking down the royal faux pas or whatever, and LeBron and all this stuff, and take all of those segments and imagine people over in like England or whatever who know all of this stuff watching us talk about it and how like they must be like, oh my god, listen to these idiots,
these commoners.
Could you imagine if BBC like broadcasted that conversation? Like,
we should have had someone on. Yeah, I was thinking about that. If we had a president, it doesn't matter what president, any sitting president in studio, and we said, let's, you know, we always do a picture with a guest, and it's always this one. The whole group does this. Even Keanu Reeves was with us or whatever. I don't think if I was the middleman with President Obama, President Clinton, President Bush, I don't think I would do an arm around. I would have to wait for him to do the arm around. I really believe I would.
I have a picture with Bill Clinton.
Right.
And he was, there was like a barrier between us though, in a way. And then he put his arm on me.
But he initiated.
Yeah. Right. I just turned around and was like.
So
that seems normal.
He was in office and he did it?
No, he's just out of office.
That's pretty awesome.
We were at the Grand Canyon once, and President Clinton
Still in Secret Service.
And Al Gore were there, and we were in the front row, and they were honoring doing some dedication of some lands at the Grand Canyon. So here comes President Clinton and Al Gore, who's the vice president, and the Secret Service is like, put your hand out and leave it there. And they were yelling, like not yelling, but they were forcefully talking to everyone. Put your hand out and leave it there. He'll shake your hand, don't shake his. And they said it to every single person who's in the front row. So you're supposed to put your hands out, and he grabs your hand like this. And that's it. And you don't grab his hand because he's moving. And if you grab his hand, they're going to put their hand on yours and take it away. And so they were going step by step. And I remember I just put my hand out like this. And literally that's the entire thing. And same with Al Gore. But everyone was like paranoid.
So they don't really shake like a normal shake. They're just doing it.
It depends. If it's like a group, if they're doing 100 hands in a line in 10 seconds, they're doing this. But if it's like a head of state, they're going to do a full handshake or someone, one person. But I thought it fascinating. The Secret Service is telling each person, put your hand out, leave it there, don't grab his hand. And they went person by person.
Well, in the line of protocol and with presidents and such, if you guys were to choose maybe between the royal couple and having another sports power couple on the show, let's see who you guys would go with. We can talk about hugs or not. McLovin, how about this? If you were to choose between William and Kate or a Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers and the stunning Olivia Munn, who's coming on the show?
Oh, snap.
Are they a couple? Brock, are they together?
Yes, they look together there.
They look like it.
Wow. I'm a big fan.
How do you not know that, Andrew?
You're joking, right?
Olivia Munn and Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Are you in denial because you love her?
Since like forever.
You're in denial because you love her.
I need a minute here. Move on to the next guy.
Shake it up now.
Wow.
I can't believe that. Wow. I loved her too. No.
Okay.
What was the question again? What am I supposed to do here?
Who are you going to have on, William and Kate or Aaron Rodgers and Olivia Munn from Attack of the Show and Newsroom?
I definitely, since we've had Aaron Rodgers, I think William and Kate with us would be the funniest interview ever. Because we'd ask the dumbest questions they've ever heard.
Could you take, like, the Prince of Bahrain? Like, seriously, Wills. Bahrain, you
In the
Sudan. Yeah, the Sultan of Brunei, and you in the octagon. Who's coming out?
All right, let's go to another
I would
power
like Dan
couple
when
here.
they were-
This one's for Fritzy. Would you go with William and Kate or NBA power couple Phil Jackson of the Knicks and Jeannie Buss of the Lakers? Who's coming on the show?
I think I'm still going Will and Kate for the same reasons we just mentioned, that it would just be that much more interesting and funny to hear us trying to talk to the Duke and Duchess. We've had Phil Jackson not too long ago in studio. We've had both of them on separately. As interesting as that might be, an opportunity to have William and Kate on. I think you got to go with that.
All right, well, let's up it to Paulie. How about this one? William and Kate or Tiger Woods and Lindsey Vonn?
Let me tell you something. I'm going to up this even further. I'll take Tiger and Elin over the prince and princess or whatever you call them. If we could get those two in for an interview, that would top any pair of people I think you could find on Earth. I know that's not the question you asked, but I'm going Wills and Kate if it's what you put on the table. But if I could get Tiger and Elin in the same room for a half-hour interview, that's a topper.
Let's make it interesting going to Seton on this one. William and Kate or Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen?
Tommy.
Oh my goodness! I bet Tommy and Giselle would bring like gift bags too.
Uggs all around.
Oh my god!
Hugs and kisses.
Uggs and hugs.
Tommy cannot catch the ball too.
Uggs and hugs.
Tommy. I'm gonna go Wills and Kate. That's again, we could get a star quarterback and his super hot wife pretty much anytime. Well, not really, but in theory you can. You can't really get a prince and princess walking through here anytime. So, yeah, I'd take that.
All right, Windsor, you've heard the request. Stick around. We will see how much the guys know about the Heisman Trophy candidates after this. We're back here on the box score. The Heisman candidates were announced last night, and Jameis Winston, who won it last year, is not up for it. The award will be handed out this Friday. McLovin, does this snub hurt Jameis's draft stock?
No, I think Jameis's off-the-field behavior might hurt his draft stock. Man, by the way, it's interesting you asked that. That is a preview of every show we have in March and April of this year. We're going to be talking so much about Jameis's draft stock. It's unbelievable. We knew he'd get snubbed there. To get, as Paulie always says, to be a repeat Heisman winner, you have to do something really special because they wanted the new guy.
Remember, Tebow didn't repeat, right?
No.
And Tebow, I think he won it as a sophomore, and he played 2 more years and didn't get it either year.
He asked back, though?
I think he was asked back.
Yeah, well, Johnny got asked back, too.
Yeah, but the repeating as a Heisman winner, it's not about performance, it's about your story. Your story's old.
Well, the 3 finalists for this year's award are Oregon's quarterback Marcus Mariota, the Bama wide receiver Amari Cooper, and, of course, Wisconsin's Melvin Gordon. We want to see if you guys, you're sitting around a sports show for 3 hours, maybe you know a little something about these guys. It's let's have a 2014 Heisman Pop Quiz. It's going to be row versus row. It's multiple guess, and of course there are steals. This first one is for the front row. Oregon quarterback Marcus Mariota has the highest passer rating in the country. What is his quarterback rating? Is it A, 175.6, B, 186.3, or C, 194.2?
We're going to go 175.6, please.
Back row, you can steal.
Wanna go B?
Yeah, let's go B.
We're gonna go B with the 186.
B is correct. It's 186.3. All right, to the back row. In a September 20th win versus Bowling Green, Melvin Gordon crossed the goal line. How many times? Was it A, 6, B, 5, or C, 4?
How do you feel about them going A6?
Yeah.
A4?
That's a little mind game right there.
What do you think?
I'm thinking he ran.
I'm thinking B, but they just went with a B, so maybe it's an A.
I think we're overthinking it. If you think 5 touchdowns, we can go with B.
C is going to be more.
Let's
think
go
it was
with,
5, too.
They wouldn't ask if it was 4.
Let's go 5.
Okay.
We're gonna go. I guess it was B, 5 touchdowns. In that game
Back
against
row, that is
Bowling Green.
correct. It is 5.
Crazy guessing.
Dominating us.
Dominating.
wild
Front
guessing
row,
here.
you are up. Alabama wideout Amari Cooper had how many receptions in the SEC title game? Was it A, 12, B, 8, or C, 17?
Well, now they're going all over the map here with this question structure.
A is for apple.
J is for Jacks.
Let's go with A.
Toasty Apple Jacks. A is correct.
Nice.
I was stuck on
A for
breakfast cereal.
Amari.
Last one is for the back row. Marcus Mariota threw for how many yards in Oregon's October 11th win over UCLA? Did he throw for A, my current weight, 336, B, my future weight, 454, or C, my past weight of 210?
Your birth
Your
weight.
8th grade weight.
Your birth weight, 210.
Now, they've had a lot of B's as the answer, so I don't think they want to go all B's.
Princey wants all B, though, 'cause
210
that's in
seems a little
between.
low.
But why would they ask it if it was 210 or 336? So they would only ask if it was
I kind of like
454.
that 336 number.
I do too.
That sounds pretty right on to me.
They don't want.
Stick with what you believe in, Fritzy. Stick with yours.
We're gonna. You want to go B? All right, we're gonna go B again.
B is incorrect. Front row, you can steal this.
Wow, you were probably right.
336.
I'm sorry, the answer is C, 210.
210?
Wow. We tried.
Well, we've all been educated on the Heisman candidates. The winning row is the back row. Congratulations, guys. Do not go away. We're going to wrap up things here on the box score.
I think I missed my calling. As much as I like the sports broadcasting world, that maybe I should have been a hairdresser. You get to play with the girls' hair, chat them up, talk and everything. I'm all about, talking and trying to make people laugh and having conversation, sometimes forced conversation. But, taxi driver, they talk a lot, but I don't think I'd want to drive around the streets all hours of the day and night. I don't have a good sense of direction, so I'd have to have a really good GPS. But hairdresser, I think that's where it's at. I could have made a lot of lady friends, and I missed the boat.
We are closing up shop here on the box score, myself and Felix Mendelssohn here. Fritzy, you mentioned that you may have missed your calling and you wanted to be a hairdresser. If you were to have a salon, what would you call that?
What would I call it? I would call it. I think I would just call it Fritzy's, for something that's kind of boring. Because if I went with something more creepy like that, then you lose customers and you got to come up with some kind of weird logo on your business card.
Lame names like The Main Event and stuff like MANE.
Oh,
right, you have to have that kind of thing.
Right.
The Headhunter. What? That's kind of weird.
Pervy and curvy.
Yeah, you could do that. A cut above, something like that.
Cut above, dude.
No one's done that.
Oh, buddy.
And no one's done that.
You're right.
There's 10,000 of those in a mile from here.
Would any of you guys trust Fritzy to take care of your hair?
Not in a million years.
No, I would never sit in a chair where he could have like a ether or whatever that stuff is that knocks you out. He'd be the only hair salon that has ether pumped in.
When I was in high school, though, I used to cut all of my friends' hair. True story. I was like the one dude who had like the buzzers, and I would cut everybody's hair. I would have like 5 kids.
In college, we didn't go to barbers. We all cut each other's hair with electric.
Brock, the I-team has just learned some information during the break that one of the danettes seriously considered a hair career. Cutting hair, owning a salon, working a salon. If someone would like to stand up and talk about it.
I did, actually. It is true. Because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was sort of all over the place. And the one thing, I knew that I could cut hair really well. So, and actually, up until we got on TV 5 years ago, I cut my own hair for my whole life. And then all of a sudden, it was like, I should probably get like a big boy haircut and do that.
How'd you do the back?
Mirror.
Oh, mirror? So you just reach around? Can I see what it was like?
Yeah.
Like,
you have a mirror in front of you and you use a big mirror behind you. You just.
You could take.
Oh, so you were always using electric. You never. Did you use scissors?
I use scissors too. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, your hair would look good. I've seen your self haircuts. They're pretty good.
McLevin, you're a man of high brow. How much you paying for a haircut?
Be honest. Be honest. You're about to lie.
Yeah, I've tried. I think it's.
You know how much it is.
Well, it depends. If I get it cut and colored, it's more. If I just get it cut.
Let's run them. I'll give you mine too.
I think the cut is 55.
Wow.
50 maybe. Because I got to go to a place where they can do my hair color too. Then it runs like 90.
I used to pay $45 for a haircut without tip, but I was going to like an Aveda salon and it was like a big deal. But then Pedro, the guy who's cut my hair, moved to Seattle. And ever since then, my hair game has just been in turmoil. Now I'm going to like, cheapy cuts and paying, I think it's $20 with tip.
Nice.
Wow.
And it shows.
I go to my boy Mike Anthony. He's done it for 7 years in Fairfield. $22, $5 tip, so it comes out to $27.
$5 tip, that's all you're going to give on $22?
That's 23%.
Yeah, on haircuts, you get big though. You should give him a 10, Paulie.
Okay.
Yeah, San Diego Barber College, $5 for the haircut, $4 for the shave.
Cut above.
Fritzy, who is on tomorrow?
Duke coach Mike Krzyzewski will join us, Wisconsin running back and Heisman Trophy finalist Melvin Gordon. Rich Eisen will be part of things as well, all what's cooking right now for Wednesday.
Very good. Thank you, gentlemen, and thanks for watching the box score. Catch us weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, or 3 p.m. Eastern right here on Audience Channel 239, home of the Dan Patrick Show. If you're on the go, get us on the podcast, available on iTunes or at podcast1.com. Cheers, kids.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the box score. Holy cow!